Hey y'all, it's J Roms here back at it again with another video. Before we get started, you already know, please like, comment, and subscribe. That would mean a lot. Let's get into the video. So, honestly, Easter just passed, right? And I made a video about that. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But Easter just passed, right? And we know that Easter symbolizes, the resurrection of Jesus and how he ascended and stuff like that, right? We as humans are in an ascension period. We're about to have a solar eclipse, right? I just looked up what a solar eclipse actually is because a lot of people think they know what things actually are and they don't want to educate their mind. I didn't really understand it 100%, so I had to educate myself. And basically what a solar eclipse is when I guess the sun is blocked by the moon for a period of time, and it's basically, it only happens every certain amount of time. So the next solar eclipse we're about to have will be in 2044. We're gonna have the first one we've ever seen in 2024, but we're gonna have it on April 8th. What I'm trying to say is that we're gonna have this solar eclipse. We're all in an ascension. We're all about to shift to a different period of our life. We're about to grow. We're about to experience things. We're about to have solitude. We're about to have prosperity. We're about to have, all these things that we haven't really grasped yet. And that's why everything is happening the way it is. If you haven't been feeling a shift, if you haven't been feeling a shift, get your chakras under control. If you have been feeling a shift, then you're feeling things, you're understanding yourself, you're growing, you're prospering, but don't give up. I know it's hard. I know it feels like it's rough. It feels like it's very rough. Don't give up. You're in your ascension point. You're right where you need to be. We're all right where we need to be. So if you feel like you need to step out and do something abrupt or do something impulsive, don't do that. Don't do that, because we're in a shift. Remember, we need to rest. We need to take solitude for ourselves. When Jesus was in the tomb, what did he do? He rested for, that day until he ascended and he resurrected. So we need to rest in this period of time of ascension. We need to rest and take time for our soul to understand the information that we're about to receive from the universe. And I feel like that's what I'm here to talk about. Solitude, prosperity, all this stuff. Like, I feel like naturally we think that the world is falling apart, right? The people that are not in tune feel like the world is about to fall apart right now. Seriously, because if you've been watching the news, you've already been brainwashing your mind for way too long. Stop watching the news. I think I stopped watching the news like 4 years ago. Seriously, I don't watch the news no more. I don't even pay attention to it. I'm sorry. I know what's going on. I educate my mind where I need to educate my mind, but I don't submerge myself with all that negativity, all that, drama. That's what they want you to feel. They want you to feel scared. God says, thou shalt not fear. Why are you fearing something that has, don't fear. You got to step into an ascension point. God says, thou shalt not fear. You should not fear if you believe in God, right? So just remember that. Like, I feel like a lot of people now, think that the world is about to end and a lot of shit is about to happen and stuff, which it is. A lot of things are about to happen, right? But we should not fear that the world is about to end. You know what I mean? Because, like, right when the world feels like it's about to end is right when we start living on some real things. Like, we start living right when we feel like it's right when we feel like we can't take no more and it's right about to be over. That's when things start changing in our favor. If we keep the faith, we got to keep the faith for not only ourselves but others. So that's why I'm here to tell you, keep the faith. Don't give up on yourself. I know that it's hard. I know that you feel like you want to give up. You know what I'm about to say. Don't give up. Like, it's hard enough as it is, but we need you here. I'm talking to you right now. We need you here. And so, yeah. So that's basically the gist of this video. I know that I'll be making short videos and random videos and all these things, but yeah. I think it was like 2-3 days ago, I was really going through something bad. I'm going to put this phone down because I really want to talk to y'all. But I was really going through something crazy. And I felt like the world was just about to collapse. Like, I really felt like the world was not going to be in my favor. And the more I thought that the world wasn't gonna, don't mind that I broke the door, but I really thought that the world was not gonna be in my favor. Like, it was not gonna be in my favor at all. The more I started to understand that, the more I realized that I'm just beginning my journey. I'm just beginning the understanding that I need to. I'm just beginning my faith in God, like really 100%. Like, I feel as a kid, I didn't really understand or grasp the understanding of, you know, who my Lord was and who my Savior was. I didn't really grasp it, but now that I'm older and I get the chance to actually grasp it, I'm sorry that it's loud. Now that I actually get the chance to grasp it, I realize, like, this is not the ending. This is just the beginning. And once you change your perspective, and change your mind, and change your focus, and change your chakras, and change everything, I'm still working. I'm not even close to where I need to be right now. I'm looking rough right now. I just woke up and tried to give you this message because that's what I feel like I'm here for. But once I realize and change my perspective of everything, I'm realizing, like, this is the beginning of who I am. The start of it. I felt like once 2020 came and the people that graduated the year of 2020, we really thought our lives was over. Like, everybody thought our lives was over. And I feel like that really discouraged us. That discouraged us so much because we felt like we didn't even get a fair chance to, like, live our lives. We didn't even get a fair chance to, like, start. And that's what they wanted us to think. They want us to think that we don't deserve an opportunity, that there's nothing for us, that the reason why they stopped everything, I feel, is because they knew that the generation to come was going to unravel everything that they created. Yes, because a lot of things that have been created are unjust, and a lot of the new generation does not agree with the old generation. So naturally, they're scared that we're gonna unwash a lot of bad habits, a lot of bad qualities that they're holding that we don't know of. And the fact that we don't know of it, and the fact that everything happened to, like, kind of discourage us, it stops us from fighting for our rights. It stops us from really fighting for a cause. It stops us from wanting to fight for our lives because we already think the world is over. So why would we fight for our lives? We wouldn't. We would just stay trapped in our mind because we're thinking that the world is over. They're putting so much fear in our brain. They're putting so much things, and we just graduated from high school. We're not understanding the cause. That's what they want for us. They don't want us to put action, because if we put action, then there's a reaction to what they just put onto us. Or the brainwashing mechanisms that they just did will be unwashed if we start putting action into it. And I think that's, like, the cause of, like, everything that is happening. But we're so naive, we're so egotistical. We do not educate our minds, we do not educate our knowledge, we do not do certain things. And that's why I feel like things are the way they are. And I'm saying, if we focus on ourselves, if we start taking things out and putting fresh stuff in, all the things that have been brainwashing our mind, we put fresh stuff in and take all the brainwashing mechanisms out, we would be 1,000 times better. And that's what God is trying to tell me to tell y'all. We would be 1,000 times better if we put our egos aside, our pride aside, our prejudiced ways, our arrogant ways, our ignorant ways, and flush them with love, purity, tranquility, all these things. And not even just love, peace, tranquility, but respect. Respect. That's all we need to really get to another level, is just respect for each other as a whole. Yeah, you might not like the things that, are occurring in the world, but if you are an older person and you can judge a younger person, you already failed. Because you already failed as an older person, because your job is to learn the mistakes, the wisdom that you needed to actually teach somebody instead of judging somebody. There's the difference. Y'all older people love to judge the new generation about the things that we didn't learn, because y'all didn't teach us the proper way. We want to say that you taught us the proper way, but didn't. But you guys, the older generation specifically, I'm not saying all, because it never has to do with all. There's good and bad, right? So you can't just take it as an all general subject. I'm talking about for the older people that judge and put things onto people in all these ways. You put your judgment onto the younger generation and expect them not to, like, rebel back. No, instead of being judgmental as the older generation, you should step back and realize all the things you went through. And instead of judging them, you should teach us to love, care, all these things. And I feel like the reason why we don't love and understand is because the older generation judged us too much. A lot of us didn't receive the love that we felt we should have had. A lot of us felt like we was let down by the world. But the thing about it is we was really let down by so much more than that. We was let down, we was uneducated by so much more than that because of the brainwashing mechanisms that they put in our mind. As the new generation, me and the youngins and the people that are in the bracket of old 30s, 40s, we have to realize that we don't know it all. People are gonna be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, just because the older generation didn't teach us, the reason why they feel like they don't want to teach us is because they feel like we don't want to know. They feel like we don't care. So the younger generation, we have to step back. Like, we really have to step back. And we have to realize, like, certain things that we do. Because, like, the younger generation really doesn't want to learn. So, like, if we don't want to learn, and the older people don't want to teach, then we're not going to get anywhere. It's going to be a demise.
Repetitive cycle.
Like she said, a repetitive cycle through and throughout. By the way, that was my girlfriend. But it's gonna be a repetitive cycle. And I think that when you have a repetitive cycle that goes on for so many years, and we're all clashing back and forth, to realize that we all want the same thing, but we don't want to put in the effort, the time, the dedication, the real work. Because in order to be a positive person, what do you have to do? You have to put in real work. When you're doing something negative, you don't have to think about that shit for not 1 second. Not 1 second. You don't really have to think about doing anything negative. It just comes to you. It's a temptation. But when you're thinking about doing something positive, you realize it takes a little extra steps. It takes a little bit more effort. It takes a little bit more processing. It takes a little bit more awareness, opening your eyes and being like, okay, I want to do this, but that means I can't do this or that because I'm trying to go this way instead of that way, right? So it's like, there's a lot of things that I feel like our generation wasn't taught. But the reason why we weren't taught is because I feel like we really don't want to learn. We don't want to put the effort in. But what I'm trying to tell you is if you put the effort in, it might save your life. If you put the effort in, it might save somebody else's life. If you put the effort in, it might change the course of your life forever. God's telling me right now, if you change your whole life, it would literally change the course of time. If you change your life right now, give yourself an actual chance. Stop hanging out with people that you know are not good for you. Let go. Block whoever you need to block. Distance from whoever you need to. I know it's hard. I know it's hard to let go of your mother. I know it's hard to let go of your father. I know it's hard to let go of your sister. I know it's hard to let go of your friend. I know it's hard to let go of the people that you know for 15, 16, 17 years. I know it's hard to let go, but if you don't let go of them, then... If you don't let go of them, they will let go of you. But when they let go of you, you won't be ready. Because you didn't take the time for yourself. You didn't take the time for yourself. And now you're the one in the shitty position because you didn't take the time for yourself. So realize that, yeah, taking your time for yourself, yeah, it might feel selfish. It might feel like, what the heck am I doing? Like, why am I doing this? But it's not selfish. You cannot help people if you cannot help yourself in this point blank period. It all starts with you. The universe, right, is one. It's uni. It doesn't say duo. It says un. Uni means one, right? So that means you. Universe, one. So it starts with you, and the rest expands. That's why once God said the words, "Thou shalt be light," it should be light. He said that one word, and it expanded. Yeah. Because it starts with you, and once you put things into fruition, the universe will expand with you. And I think that's like the crazy part to realize is that we are so much more than what our flesh is. We are so much more than we even realize. Like, we think we're just like a body bag of just consumption of negativity. That's all we feel like we do, is consume negativity and shit. But in reality, like, we're so much more than that. We're supposed to be extending. Like, we are all here for a purpose. We're all here for a purpose. People think that we're here for a purpose on earth, physically, to like help us, but we're all gonna die physically. So what is the real purpose on earth? The real purpose on earth is to get your spiritual chakras aligned with your physical flesh, body, soul, and mind. Because once you get your body, soul, and mind connected, universally you will be one, so you can ascend and expand into the universe. So, I know that was a lot. But I just want to say, give yourself a chance. Give yourself a shot. Give yourself a working shot. I know people didn't want to see you succeed. I know people don't want to see you thrive. I know people don't want to see you live. I know people don't want to see you grow. But want those things for yourself and put action into it for yourself, because you finally deserve that for yourself. And once you do that for yourself, it will happen for everything else that you want in your life. I'm being serious. And I want you to know that I love you. I care about you. I want the best for you. I pray that everything in your life is well, and that God provides you protection and gives you everything that you need, because in reality, you should want prosperity, love, and tranquility. You shouldn't want negativity. And if you do want negativity, then seek that up with the Lord. But I hope and pray that you don't. And I hope and pray that, you know, you want the best for others and yourself, because in reality, you deserve it. You really do deserve it, and I feel like a lot of people do, and they don't realize their worth, and that's what keeps them stifled. I'm really telling you, I've been through a lot. I could tell you my story, but it's not about me, it's about you. And yeah, so have a nice day, have a blessed day. If you're not having a blessed day, I'm sorry, but change that perspective. You are having a blessed day. It's not bad. It's not bad. I understand you're going through a lot, but if you're not having a good day, switch your mindset. I promise it will make a lot of things better. Just know and think how grateful you are to just even be living, breathing, drinking water, looking at this video right now, being able to see. It's so beautiful. It's really so beautiful once you really realize the bigger things in life and really realize how much we take for granted and stuff like that. So give yourself a working chance. Give yourself a fighting chance. Give yourself a beautiful chance to be the person that you choose to be, that you want to be. Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe for more. Thank you guys.